What? Instant classic alert. Lady Gaga, album of the year. I'm 2 songs in and I'm saying yes. The production on this album is crazy. Well, yes. Well, absolutely. Well, devoured. Well, destroyed. Well, cleared with ease. Bus, club, another club, bus, club, hotel. Eat it, throw it up, shit on it. We did it, Joe. I finally got my ass down in this chair to sit and react to Lady Gaga's brand new album, Mayhem, with you today. I have faced many trials to get here. I have been sick. I have been struck with an illness that really should not be appropriate for human beings for the last few days. And I didn't want to react to Gaga while I was on my deathbed. You know, I know the album's called Mayhem, but it's not called Death Album. So wasn't going to do that. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, still a little under the weather. So excuse me if I'm a little bit lethargic, but I did want to get this to you as soon as I possibly could. I have avoided all spoilers. The only spoiler that I saw is that like one of the songs sounds like a Taylor Swift song. So I don't know which one it is. I didn't hear the snippet of the song. So I guess I'll just have to try and clock that as I go through. I'm sure I will. If I don't, that'll be embarrassing because my name is Zach. I'm the Swiftologist. I make thoughtful weekly videos about pop culture. And you know, Taylor Swift, kind of my bread and butter. Now, the unedited version of this reaction video will be on my Patreon, patreon.com/Swiftologist. You can buy it for $5 or you can sign up for a membership. A lot of my reactions are there. And the reason why I keep my unedited reactions away from the people is because you guys are crazy. The people that watch reaction videos have, like, no offense, because you're watching this right now, a mental illness. A lesson I've learned from reacting to stuff over time is that stay in your lane. Like, if you don't know enough about what you're reacting to, it's actually not worth it to react, because when the fans descend, they will behave in ways that are disgusting and they will behave in ways that you don't understand. So that's why I prefer, if I have a critique to give, I prefer it to be like a thoughtful thing. I prefer to sit down and think about what I have to say so that I can defend it. A reaction, and I need everybody that watches reaction videos and goes sicko mode in the comments to keep this in mind, is a first response to something. It is you reacting to something with zero context and basically zero information about it. It is a first impulse feeling. My first impulse feelings about music always changes. I am never the same after listening to an album one time. It takes a while for things to marinate. So if I don't like something in this video and I don't get something, or you think that I've grossly misinterpreted something, relax. Your house is not going to burn down. Your family's not going to die. You're going to be fine. With all of that being said, I am actually a Gaga fan. I have been a little monster literally since the Fame came out. I went to the Fame Ball Tour in Singapore. Many of you abusing me in my comment sections were not there. You were not at the Fame Ball Tour. You were not at the Born This Way Ball Tour twice like I was. I have been, you know, a card-carrying little monster right up until around Joanne. I loved art pop. I didn't think art pop was a flop when it happened. Many people did. I loved it from the moment that it came out. But, you know, the Joanne stuff, that was not it for me. The Gaga that I don't gravitate towards is the very, like, takes herself seriously and, like, is into country western music. Even Chromatica, to me, it's just not my kind of music. I understand that it was, like, a very specific, pleasing thing, especially to, you know, the millennial gays. They were obsessed with that record, but it just didn't do it for me that much. There are a couple songs that I like, that I pull from, that I listen to, but I haven't been like actively gagged by or engaged with a Gaga album since art pop, I would say. I love her. I respect her craft. I think she's a genius. I think she's one of the most innovative pop artists that we have. And I'm really excited for Mayhem because from what I've heard, it seems like not just a return to form, but a return to inspiration. I did watch her entire Zane Lowe interview about Mayhem before I listened to this a few days ago. And something that I really loved that she talked about is that how she was returning to the mode of student. And she's working with Andrew Watt here, who has produced a lot of like very diverse, different kinds of music. She's linking up with Cricket, like producers that she hasn't worked with or has been wanting to work with for a long time. And I'm not married to any particular sound for Gaga. Like, I think a lot of people wanted this to be a return to the Fame Monster. TBD, haven't heard it yet, could be that. I liked the Fame Monster, but you know, I'm kind of open to it being whatever Gaga wants it to be. I like weird Gaga. That's always what I've been into. So Disease didn't really do it for me. I thought it was okay. It was good. Do I listen to it? No. It's not terrible. Lead single material? Probably not. Abracadabra? I've been tuning in. I've been tuning into Abracadabra. I said she's so back. So what I'm expecting from this record, based on what I've heard from her talking about it, is that it's not going to be her, the Fame 2.0. She's not that artist anymore. She's learned a lot. She's a student. She's in a different place in her life. So I'm going into this with an open heart and an open mind. And that's how you need to go into my reaction video. And if you don't, get out. So I'm not going to listen to Disease and Abracadabra again because, illness. I need to be getting on with this, get through it as fast as I can. And I'm going to start with Garden of Eden, which is track 3 on Mayhem. There's something very 2000s about this. As you should, queen. Okay. Is this about like meeting her husband? Oh, sing. This is like a Chromatica art pop hybrid. Okay. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Okay, the album's like visual direction is making more sense to me now. Okay, it's a banger. Great way to start. This hook is so filthy. I love it. And it's a 4-minute song. Who is doing 4-minute songs in 2025? Mother Monster. Give these songs, vocals. Okay, Joanne. This kind of sounds like the Pussycat Dolls song React. Okay, Boots. Boots the house down, Boots everywhere, Boots across the world, Boots storm the Capitol, Boots insurrection, Boots bomb explosion. Honestly, that was so good. I'm really pleased with that. You see, I'm trying to think of like what's the difference between this and Chromatica, because Chromatica is very upbeat, right? But they're clearly so different. There's like a grungy live instrument element to this that I love. I mean, there's still that studio instrument, that kind of like feral, hard production sound, but there is also like a tooth to it, a grit that I really, really, really like. So going from Abracadabra into Garden of Eden, I don't know how it gets better than this, okay? I'm ready to be taken and dragged headfirst fearless. Up next is Perfect Celebrity, and this is a song that I remember her talking about in the Zane Lowe interview. She didn't really describe like what it was about, but I get the sense that it is kind of about her relationship with fame and how that has changed over time. The Zane Lowe interview is super interesting, and it really, sometimes Lady Gaga to me can seem like a bit of an abstract, annoying figure, like when she's inspecting bullet holes at the Capitol building or doing the Patrizia Reggiani thing. It can seem a little bit too much, but I think that's because she is so sincere and so earnest about her craft and being an artist and being a student, and she really cares, and she's unabashed about the fact that she cares. And you know what? Sometimes we need to award and reward earnestness more. And I think her interesting relationship to celebrity is that she wanted to be famous so bad at first, and like her entire career was kind of structured around doing fame conceptually, but also experiencing it internally. And then it seemed as though she really lost her way, just in a personal sense. After she had become so big, she felt very lonely, and she felt that like life on the road was unfulfilling to her. And it's interesting when you talk about the concept of celebrity with Gaga, because she is kind of two people. And she gave this really interesting anecdote about how when she walks into a room with people, it's like she's there, Stephanie is there, but Lady Gaga is asleep on the ceiling. And she has to decide whether she's going to channel Lady Gaga, wake her up and bring her in, or if she's going to be herself. And it's interesting. Like, it is really interesting that she is both the same person and two completely separate entities. And it seems like to her, it's not complicated. To her, she is all of these things at once, and that's an easy contradiction to hold. But for other people, they expect something of her that is not her. And that's the Lady Gaga on the ceiling that she has to like channel, the meat dress wearer. So I thought that was very interesting. And long story short, I think that's what Perfect Celebrity is about. So let's listen. Is this gonna be like Celebrity Skin? Little Courtney Love moment? It's kind of sounding gritty. Another 4-minute song. We're blessed. Ooh, this is spooky ooky. Bus Club, another club. Ooh. Oh. Right. What? Whoa. Okay. This is what I wanted Perfect Illusion to be. Oh. Instant classic alert. Lady Gaga. This is really interesting. Also, just her vocal agility is really crazy to hear in this context. She was born to sing like a pop rock arrangement. Oh, absolutely. I love the instrumentation of this. Album of the year? I'm 2 songs in and I'm saying yes. Oh my God. This production is... Oh my God. That was everything to me. That was so good. That first stanza of the song, I'm made of plastic like a human doll. You push and pull me. I don't hurt at all. I talk in circles because my brain, it aches. This, you say I love you, I disintegrate. This is so interesting to me because I feel like with Gaga, like so much of her persona at the very early part of her career was about her talking into something. She would like, there would be a grand explanation, and there is always intention and meaning and purpose behind everything that she does, and it's very conceptual. And when you get to a point like art pop, I think, you know, conceptually it starts to fall apart, not for the artist, but for the public who's been consuming or feels fatigued by this notorious being, right? You love to hate me, I'm the perfect celebrity. You say I love you, I disintegrate. And it's like, you know, the more you feed the beast, the hungrier it gets when it comes to fame. And this was everything to me. This song, oh, it's so good, girls. I love a song also that like does a meditation on fame in a different way. And it's really difficult to write about fame in an interesting way. For example, Britney Spears' Lucky. She didn't necessarily write that, but that song was very like tailored to her specific circumstance, whether she knew it or not, right? It was a very indicative portrait of Britney Spears' relationship to fame. Taylor Swift, Blank Space. We know exactly that that song is only about Taylor Swift's experience of being famous. There are a lot of songs written by famous people about being famous that are boring. A number of Katy Perry songs, okay? There are many that I could rattle off to you right now. But I think what I'm trying to get at is that Lady Gaga has found a way to talk about fame in an interesting way that is specific and unique to her. And fame is a really interesting experience when you can articulate something different about it, when you can say something that hasn't been said before. And I think this record really seems to me like Lady Gaga looking into a mirror and really opening her eyes and being like, I'm going to look at everything that's happened to me in the past and bring that into my present, but like in a loving way. Like I need to reconcile a couple of things. I'm going to drop the axe. I'm just going to like fully embrace that I am an eccentric, I am weird, I'm kind of a freak, I'm an outcast, just like you, my audience. And, you know, I may shapeshift and take many different forms, but what you need to know is that I'm the perfect celebrity. Vanish into you. All right, another 4-minute song. See? You see how she writes a song, not a ringtone, with ease. The production is really good on this album. Okay, it's kind of funky. I like how everything has this like hard edge to it productionally. Like sonically, there's a knife coming in and cutting up the track. Okay, so this is the chorus. Okay, crescendo. I would have liked a key change there. A lovely addition to the record. Would that be one that goes into a perfect celebrity Garden of Eden abracadabra moment for me? Probably not. I would consider that a little bit of filler, but that's just my opinion. I think this song is probably one of the easiest ones to vibe to. The other songs are very abrasive. This one is kind of like a more easy traditional listen. For some reason, it reminds me of The Cure a little bit. So I think that was good. I mean, I wasn't particularly interested in it, but it wasn't bad. And it wasn't that boring, okay? So that's good. We're going strong right now. We're going very strong. Up next is Killah featuring Gesaffelstein, who she has been wanting to work with for years, apparently. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We used to pray for days like that. We used to pray for days when we would get songs that were longer than 1 minute and 57 seconds. Selena Gomez, okay? All right, Killah. Okay. She's doing her weird shit again. Go off, queen. This is very Born This Way to me. Okay. This is funky. This is what you get for being a vocalist. You can go in different areas. You're a full-time bedroom demon. This one is gonna go so hard live. I love it when she does her weird freaky pronunciation. I love it. Scratches an itch. It's always like slightly British. That guitar riff, oh, it's delicious. Oh, this is curing me. This is curing my illness. It's curing my disease. She literally said, I can be your doctor. I will cure your disease. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the freaky, deaky, girly that we have been missing. You know what? Pop music has gotten real boring. It has gotten real perfect. It has gotten real produced. And obviously this is very produced, but Lady Gaga is freaky and weird in a way that the other main pop girls just don't seek or wish to be at this current moment in time. And this is a perfect example of being freaky and weird and really just going balls to the wall to do something creative and fun and innovative. She was like, I want to do a sexy song, but I want to do it like Murderess style. And I also want to shriek and I want to have a guitar riff. There's almost like a Motown energy to this. It's really like a strange concoction, but it is tied together by Lady Gaga's very characteristic vocal delivery. Some of these lyrics are crazy to me. Looking at you like a zombie killer, hungry for a homicide. If I get you alone under your skin and bone, I'ma try you on for size. I'm about to wear you out like my favorite suit. Period. Well, yes, say that. Sometimes you meet someone that is so sexy, you want to skin them and wear them like a suit. Lady Gaga, queen of talking about relatable experiences for the masses. Up next is Zombieboy. Now, I have seen people talking about this song. I've scrolled away when they have gone on to say what they wanted to say about it, but I'd say this song and How Bad Do You Want Me are the songs that I've seen mentioned a lot.
We're about to be up all night, waking up with zombie. So put your
Okay.
hands over me, you zombie boy, you zombie boy.
Okay. Again. Okay, disco. Okay, Saturday Night Fever. Ooh. Again, the weird British accent. I need that. How the hell does Die With a Smile fit on this record? The production on this album is crazy. Oh, we have been needing something new. Thank God for Lady Gaga. Mother Monster. This makes me want to go out. I want a mezcal margarita in my hand right now. I'm dying of illness and I need a margarita. Oh. And I want to see a disco ball. And I need a zombie boy. What else? Okay. We love a bridge that is actually musically different from the rest of the song. Oh. Oh.
I'll see you in my dreams.
Oh my God. I want to get up out of this chair and start dancing. Well, yes. Well, absolutely. Well, devoured. Well, destroyed. Well, cleared with ease. Bus, club, another club, bus, club, hotel. Eat it, throw it up, shit on it. Whatever the hell she said. Girls. That is a fucking song. That is a fucking song that I heard. I'm shocked. You know what? Disease, I said this when it came out. I was like, the first single from a Gaga project really doesn't usually show the depth of the album. And that was true again. And you know what? I'm kind of happy about that because I'm getting to be gagged and surprised by it in this very moment. This record is so interesting, so textured, and it's it's deep and there are profound moments, but it's not dreary. Gaga can lean a little dreary when she's getting deep and profound. It's still like it lingers on the surface, but it dives down and touches the bottom every now and again. And we're like disturbed by the seabed, but then we're back up for more air and fun. I'm obsessed. What can I say? Up next is Love Drug. What is it? Literally is Saturday Night Fever. It is her like new disco metal album. What is this? Ooh. I've got a poem in my throat. That's a line. Lyricist. Ooh. Relatable content. All right. I'm speechless. She sings, she writes, she plays instruments, she produces, she makes music videos. She's an icon. She does makeup. She investigates the Capitol building. This is a great song. Like just lyrically, this is very well written. This is very much crying on the dance floor, which is a space Gaga actually has not occupied before, and she should stay there. Oh, this production. We are in serious pop school. Okay, we're in pop school and the teacher is speaking. We need to be quiet and take notes and pay attention. Okay, so this song is very interesting to me because it's actually giving me a clearer view of Gaga's perspective on this album. I think I've always perceived Lady Gaga as this kind of like impenetrably strong woman who is here to fight for gay rights and lead us to equality. She's like Moses of gays. And we assemble behind her and she clears the path on the dance floor and we dance behind her. And she's like instructional. She's a leader. She is almost bionic, like non-feeling. Like we don't really know what Lady Gaga's feeling, but we know that she wants us to feel good. And this song particularly is giving more what happens when she puts the staff down and she gets lost in the crowd. And she's like, I'm just like you guys. I get lost too. I get upset. People hurt my feelings. My heart hurts occasionally. And one way I know how to deal with it is to take to the dance floor and sweat it out. And I feel like she has a lot of sweating it out on the dance floor songs, but none that have this like undercurrent of emotion. And there are some, of course. I mean, I think there are actually a couple on Chromatica, but this hits in a different way. I think it's because of the naturalism of the production and like the texture of the live instruments and the kind of disco sound of it all. I think that this is great. I taste the last words that you spoke to me like wine. My heart is in a bind. If I could bear it on my own, I wouldn't try so hard to numb what's left behind. Brilliant. Lady Gaga, the poet laureate that you are, when the T is child, whatever that LK meme is. Okay, next is How Bad Do You Want Me? I think this is the one that people say sounds like a Taylor Swift song. I'll be the judge of that.
Was me, how bad do you want me?
Ooh. Okay, I see what people are saying, but it's a little, this is more giving Tegan and Sarah to me than Taylor Swift. Okay, we're going somewhere with this. This is giving Bleachers and Jack Antonoff more than Taylor Swift, but I see why people are saying that. I find the verses a little melodically uninspired, but the chorus is good. It's that extended chorus, is it over now thing, is what makes people think of Taylor with this. Well, yes, another great song on this record. You would think that the Taylor Swift, allegedly, song would be the one that I would like, but I think I like my Gaga doing Gaga. I'm going to go with Perfect Celebrity over this. Hell, I'm going to go with Love Drug over this. This is really good, though. I mean, the production of it is, again, the production on this record is so good. It has that Jack Antonoff, Bleachers, 80s kind of inspired sound, but there's something weird about that little synth that they have. The little doop, 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 the robotic sound. There's like a pause in that there's something with the syncopation of it that makes it sound off a little bit. And that makes it sound Gaga. It makes it not just sound like another like 80s synth revival. What can I do at this point other than clap and cheer? There's no tomatoes to be thrown. I have no tomatoes in my hands. The next song is called Don't Call Tonight. If this is a sequel to Love Drug, I'm interested. This disco. Oh, boots. This is such a vibe. I need to cry to feel alive. Now that's a Taylor Swift line if I've ever heard one. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, yes. See. Gagged. Where has she been? We have been needing this for years. Oh, this hook is so good. Pre-chorus, rather. The vocal production, 10 out of 10, bitch. Okay, I'm gagged. That is another, I'm like, this is my favorite song. This is my favorite. No, this is my favorite song, question mark. The production is iconoclast. It's one of a kind. I haven't heard this on any Gaga album before, and yet it sounds so innately and inherently Lady Gaga to me. Girl, she's still cooking. She's still cooking. She's in that kitchen. Up next is Shadow of a Man. This is another song that she explained briefly in the Zane Lowe interview, where she talked about feeling like a lot of the times she was the only woman in a room full of men making decisions for her. So I'm curious. I don't want this album to end. It's so good. Well, yes. As you shouldn't be. Okay. I feel like I'm stupid and I'm like not getting what this is about properly yet. I probably need to sit with this one, but it's intriguing me. The production. How many times can I say it's good? Okay, vocals. This album is crazy. This album is fucking crazy. We got up off our asses and we cheered for the excellence. Girls. This song reminded me, again, of something she said in the Zane Lowe interview. She said, and this was really interesting to me, that a lot of people, she had read, a lot of people were talking about Mayhem and they wanted her to like comment on, Perfect Celebrity, like talking about fame and all of this stuff and artifice and construct. And she said that after a certain point, you need to talk about something else. You can't keep on that conceptual level. You need to like go out in your life and experience things and love and feel things and lose stuff and become a human being again before you can come back and report on it. And I think that for someone who operated so much on that level of like, I'm the perfect celebrity, I'm constructing this legacy, this is the House of Gaga, like I'm creating this thing, to step away from that and to go and be like, okay, the thing is there. The thing exists. Everybody knows the thing. But who am I? Because the thing can't exist if like I'm not good with myself. And the thing can't be interesting if I don't feed it with real life experiences. And at a certain point, being on the red carpet, doing tour, bus club, another club, all of that, that is not going to give me the material that I need as a human to be an artist and to be a student, which is what is the most important thing for her. I think it seems like she said for a while she got a little bit lost in like the production and the scale and the concept of it all, when really she feels as though her purpose is to be a student and to be an artist that is always learning. And I feel as though that's coming through so clearly on this album. We love to hear it. Up next is The Beast. Ooh. Turn it on. You heard the woman. You see her versatility as a vocalist. What makes this song interesting is the syncopation. Is this like another weird, creepy song, like Zombie's dark sister? Ooh. Well, say that, Ms. Germanata. It's giving Ted Bundy. I really like the recurring theme of just like spooky-ooky stuff here. This is like a Halloween record. Well, that was disturbing, complimentary. I mean that in a complimentary way. Again, freaky deaky Gaga is the girl that I like. I'll probably have to sit with this one a little bit more. It's not grabbing me, smacking me in the face, but it's interesting. There is something about her relationship to men here that's being explored throughout the album, specifically with this like 1-2 punch of Shadow of a Man and the Beast. I think that will further be discussed on Blade of Grass, which I also know from the Zane Lowe interview, is about the moment when her fiance knew that he was going to propose to her and they talked about it and she just felt really connected to that moment and she remembered the blade. Like there's a whole story behind it. So I kind of know what this one is about.
Lovers kiss in a garden made of thorns.
Totally different from what I was expecting.
In a battle with no shield.
That's a good way to describe her trials and tribulations. A battle with no shield. Okay, I actually do kind of get how Die With a Smile fits in after this. Okay, to me, that is a skip. I'm snoozing at that one. I'm happy for her that she has her man and they are in love and that is going to last forever. But that is none of my business. Okay. When I compare it to the rest of the album, I'm not interested in that. But I think narratively, it makes sense that we go in that final run of songs to Die With a Smile. Can you believe it? I really thought that song was just being tacked on for streaming purposes. And don't get me wrong, I still think that. But thematically, the way that she sequenced the album, it kind of does make sense because we're going from like, these are my issues with men. I'm exploring them. I'm unpacking them to let me try and like actually build a partnership with someone. I've been fighting this battle without a shield for a really long time and I'm ready to like do something with someone together, really be a partner in the real sense. And then Die With a Smile, I feel like is the commitment. That's the like, the ring is on the finger. We are getting married. We are endgame. And you know what? I have to clap and cheer. I was expecting to like this record because generally the way that it was being marketed was kind of like old Gaga returns, which is interesting to me. But that's not why I like it at all, actually, because I think there isn't very much old Gaga on this. There's a lot of Gaga, like core who she is as an artist throughout the vocal production, the delivery, the phrasing. She just knows how to use her voice as an instrument so well. And the production is insane. The production is insane. But anyway, that is not old Gaga to me. I feel what is old Gaga about it is like the spirit of what's being said, what's being discussed, and how she's delivering it. It is weird. It is quirky. It is like sometimes a little bit asinine, sometimes very astute. There are contradictions and poles that we swing between. And I think that's everything that makes Gaga an interesting artist. She's the perfect celebrity. She is divisive. She is abrasive. She is polarizing. And this record, I imagine, is going to be one of those ones that people either really love or they just don't get. And thank God I'm one of the ones who gets it. Thank God we get to be in the presence of greatness. We get to be in the house of Mother Monster. I, as an old Gaga fan who has not really been into the new stuff, I feel like this has stripped away a layer of not artifice, but it has stripped away a layer of the self-seriousness. And it has allowed Gaga to become even more serious by having fun and by like not taking everything so seriously and by reconnecting with who she is as a person outside of like Lady Gaga, this sleeping person on the roof versus who the person is that is delivering these songs. I think it's a very honest and authentic record. And this is a great example of how something doesn't need to be weepy and profound. And this is a great example of how something doesn't have to be dreary and weepy and full of piano and acoustic guitar to be meaningful and to have depth. It's possible to have both depth and entertainment and fun and levity and brightness at the same time with all that darkness, because this is a dark record. There are heavy things being discussed here, but there's also a joy and like a liberation to it that I don't know. I'm into this new Gaga. Album of the year, certainly so far. I haven't heard anything better released this year, and you haven't either. So that is my reaction to Lady Gaga Mayhem. And you know what? I think I don't even have to put this behind the paywall. I'm sure the monsters will try and get me for something, but I like this album, okay? I like it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every Sunday. Podcast, I have one. It's called Evolution of a Snake. You can find it wherever you want to go find it. And I'm going to return to my sickbed now. Okay,